Well, I'm gonna start the restoration of this old, I don't know if it's late 60s, probably early 70s, Elk Echo amp, Custom Amp 60. Let's see, take a closer look here. There's not a whole lot of information online. The guys that have them, I've seen a few YouTube demos. They say these make pretty good surf amps because they have cheesy deep reverb on them. I found this one locally. Some guy was just clearing out all his junk and he sold me this amp for 50 bucks. So it looks like it's got the control layout of a deluxe reverb. It's got a normal channel and a reverb vibrato channel. No bright or normal. It's just normal and reverb. So it's got, you know, the typical just treble or bass control knobs. And I've already cleaned the cabinet. Cabinet looks nice. And taken all the tubes out. So I'm going to get this thing up and running, see what it sounds like. And if I don't like it, I'm going to make probably a blackface deluxe reverb out of it or something close. I don't know. We'll see how Fendery it is. Okay, listen up. I'm going to A-B these amps. Which amp was which? This is B. Here's A. Dang, they sound close. Holy cow, they sound close. And if you know what that song is, Kick Ass You Rock. Badlands. First two albums Badlands did, fantastic. Jake E. Lee stuff, awesome. Gillen, Ray Gillen, I think was the singer. R.I.P. Killer singer. I'm blown away how close these amps sound. Well, that escalated quickly. Yep. Looks like a tool explosion in here. That's my LCR meter, my tube checker, frequency generator. You know, it's my short detector or protection light bulb. All my parts as well. Do I need tubes? Yep. Did I need wire? Yep. Did I need hardware? Yep. I needed a bunch of junk. Here's why. These are Fender-like. They're definitely their own animal. But I think this amp was built probably 1970-ish, maybe. I don't know. There's no real date codes on anything. But you can see what a wiring nightmare it is. So I powered it up. It was noisy. It made noise. The Custom Deluxe Reverb is a 6V6 amp. It's got a GZ34 rectifier. And I think the AT7 reverb driver. Whereas the Elk Echo Custom 60 is an EL34 amp, GZ34, and it's got like a 6B something Q, an ECC85 reverb driver tube. First thing I did, of course, was fix the power connections, grounded it properly, and fused the hot instead of the neutral. Of course, they both use 12 AX7s, but that is an EL34 amp. Marshall's EL34. That's a little Fender, 6V6s. I'm shocked how close they sound to each other, and I love this tone. You've heard it. The B amp is a little bit brighter. Guess which one's which? All right, put your answers in the comments. I'll wait. Whatever. The B amp is the Elk Echo. Got more headroom, of course, because it's a 60 watt amp. Not really. It's down probably, I don't know, 28 watts. We got to see where the EL34s are biased. But that's only 22 watts. I've got the treble turned all the way down. So I'm going to turn it up. Here's the bass. bass turned up full tilt. And here's the A amp. Oh. Very cool. You can really hear there's added mid-range in the Custom Deluxe Reverb. So I'm going through it, trying to decide, do I want to, you know, restore it to its original state, or do I want to mod it? Well, when you look really close, you can tell this amp's been serviced many times and not very well. There's just globs of dry soldered everywhere. There's no real logic to how the, you know, lead dress is done. It's just make it work. So, how close are these to Fenders? I would say 80%. If you would pretend, put your pretend hats on. They were trying to copy Deluxe, a Fender Deluxe Reverb with that amp. So people say it's a different animal. I don't think it's a different animal. It's slightly different. I'm gonna go look at this amp closer and see what the bypass caps are, but holy crap. Oh, I might have forgot to say, this is called a Headbone VT. It lets you switch heads and use the same speaker cabinet. So the speaker in here is a Jensen P12Q. That's wired to cabinet. And then the amplifier outs from amp A and from amp B. And then the guitar input, 2 amp A, 2 amp B. So I'm switching from A to B. So either guitar's going in here and playing through this cabinet, or the guitar's going in there and playing through this cabinet. This is an excellent tone tool because, you know, audio memory is so short. By the time you would get up and physically rewire everything, you forgot what you're trying to compare. And these, God, they're so damn close. You know, I would have thought I'd like the Deluxe Reverb better, but the Elk, I don't know. I like the Elk Echo, but maybe it's so new to me. Man, should I fix it? I don't know. This is a dilemma. Just because it's got more oomph, I almost like the way it sounds better, but damn, it's close. Anyway, people say these are great surf amps, and here's why. Between bridge and middle. So that's the Fender reverb full up, and this is the Elk reverb at about 7. The chassis, you know, watch this. Can you see that flexing? It'll twist where, you know, 60s era Fender won't. Their chassis are, you could use them as boat anchors. That's cool. This has got the Kiss reverb. Right at the tip of the note. That's at 7. Let's turn it all the way up. Holy crap. Yep. Tons and tons of reverb. I do like them having anodized knobs. Those feel good. And the front panel looks pretty cool. By the way, it's set up just like a Deluxe or Super Reverb Blackface, except for the normal channels here, volume, bass, treble. Then the reverb channel, reverb vibrato's on the left. You know, volume, bass, treble. See, how do the tremolos compare? Oh, shit. Turn it on. Whoa. Too much reverb thump, or tremolo thump. Add some reverb to that. There's some thump there. You know, volume, bass, treble. Here's the reverb, and then way down here is the tremolo, which makes sense. You know, when you look where the tremolo's at in the circuit. The problem here is the vibrato or the tremolo on the Elk 60 had a bad couple caps in it, so I just grabbed some replacements and made the, I probably made it too deep. Hear that? That's called tremolo thump. There needs to be another filter in there somewhere, a small cap. So right there, it's not very noticeable. beautiful. That's freaking beautiful, even with the tremolo thump. The odd thing is, let's go to the back. It looks like the back plate, yeah, Miyuki Industry Corporation Limited, made in Japan. Yeah, the back plate, this black panel is kind of cute. It looks like somebody made that on a Cricut machine or something. So let's get rid of that mess. Be careful, don't shock yourself. Obviously, we're running out of headroom, so let's hear some gainier crap. But yeah, I'm thinking 1970. There's the head shell. So what am I going to do it? What am I going to do to it? I'm going to mod it. I was looking these up, and the mint ones only go for about $700. And I think it might be cool to make a Fender Deluxe Reverb AB 763, but use EL34 power tubes, which is what this has in it. GZ34, EL34s, all 12 AX7s. The reverb driver is this one. That's a ECC 85, which is kind of a, it's got like a gain of 20, where a 12 AX7 is right at 100. Okay, let's hear some gainier crap. I'm gonna try to get the Deluxe Reverb where it's distorting good, but not flubby. Well, it's gonna be flubby, but... In that case, the Deluxe wins. Wow. So, it's obviously louder here in the room. Wow. Let's listen to some... What did she do with humbuckers? Fantastic. Man, I'm babbling. I'm going to start cleaning this up, and maybe if I get froggy, make a sound test. We'll see. Well, thanks for monkeying around with me, listening through all my gibberish. Who do you love? That's cool. That sounds great, but I bet we can make it sound better if we get it closer to a deluxe. I think the EL34s, just that little extra power, it's not a whole lot of extra power, but it's enough to where you're like, damn, that almost sounds better than that. Not really. Pretty dang cool, man. I'm kind of like, do I go through and clean it up? You know, just rebuild the thing, fix all the dry solder joints? Because, dang, that's pretty good. The only thing I don't like on it is the tremolo thump, which I could probably sort that out just by playing with different capacitors. And the reverb tank, it's a very good surfy reverb tank, but it's almost the front end treble kiss of it just overpowering. So it'd be awesome for surf, but everything else is just like, damn, dude, turn the reverb down. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. I like it. Thanks for hanging out with me.